good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Curry Spot with me, Jill Barham and
Amanda Potter. Thanks for coming back. It's nice to see you. So I was looking at Facebook last night, scrolling through, and I noticed you've got a new friend called Juliet.
I've got two friends. I've got you and Juliet.
Ace. And so I noticed that you're actually doing something really lovely with Juliet, where you're helping people right now who are feeling alienated by the family, was it? Tell me some more.
Yeah, well, Juliet lives in Glastonbury and she runs a wonderful centre called the Healing Water Centre. And I've known Juliet through my friend Marion, who you know as well now. And Marion comes to your Ascension classes, doesn't she? And I interviewed Juliet as part of my Radiant Menopause podcast. I think she's quite late on, about number 34. And Juliet specialises in trauma healing. And she reached out to me. We've been sharing information over the last year or so. And she reached out to me because she was feeling very upset as a mum with adult children, that she was kind of she was worried because her children were making decisions about having injections, as she calls them, and she felt very kind of disconnected from them. And not only from them, but there've been lots of people, like a lot of us, whose friends have gone away from them because of our beliefs and our understanding of all the research that we've been doing over the last 15 months. And so we had a conversation. She was finding it really difficult, and she knows that at times I felt really difficult. I don't think there's any of us actually that are in this situation that haven't had people not invite us somewhere, or no longer want to be around us, or that are disagreeing with what we're trying to do. And it's a really weird situation actually, because particularly as a mum, it's really hard to think that you're doing your very absolute best, as you've always done for your children, but they're not taking your advice suddenly.
Yeah.
And it's really hurtful. And so we were aware that a lot of people were feeling very like an outsider, very isolated.
Yeah.
And so Juliet said, well, why don't we try and reach out to those people and provide somewhere, a private Zoom meeting where people can come and share. Because, we know that last Saturday there were probably 1-2 million people in London, some of whom we know personally.
Yeah.
And of course that is that wonderful coming together, and that that massive family that is growing. And to be there, a lot of them felt so uplifted because they didn't feel alone. But of course, if you can't go to one of these big freedom rallies, and you are very isolated, and you are the only person in your family that is dropping these truth bombs, who's going to support them?
Yeah.
There is something about thinking outside the box, because that's definitely what we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't follow the narrative. So anyway, we decided we just put a little invitation Zoom together, and we're going to keep doing that. And then we can bring people in like you, who have got the solutions, who can provide help and support as well. If people do want to have, I'm very fortunate because before we started our session today, you did me a wonderful tarot card reading, and I felt so much better immediately. So there are things that we can do, but what we don't want to do is ban anybody from coming, apart from anybody that wants to come and tell us that we're idiots and we're conspiracy theorists. Thanks, you can go and do that somewhere else.
Yeah. No, it's good that you're thinking about unifying people, because that is really important right now, feeling a part of something. Yeah. And I can see what's happening. There's a divide, and okay, if it has to divide, if something has to split and change, then let it. But we then have to come together, and we have to unify with our truth, our authenticity. And that's what you're doing, and I think that's lovely. Just don't wallow in it. You know, sometimes you can find when you get a group of people all feeling the same way, if you're feeling low, you can feel lower later.
Yeah.
So as long as everything's uplifting, and you know, it's what a wonderful idea.
Yeah. And it's a bit of a different space to the Curry Spot, because we do want to be very positive here, because
Yeah.
we see so much information of all the scary stuff that's going on and the misinformation and what's really going on. So we have a very positive message to give here. We still have a positive message to give in the Outsiders Club, but it's a slightly different space. And we've got wonderful things. We interviewed Catherine about the Awaken Travel Group, for example.
Yeah.
That in itself is a wonderful place to be as well. But again, it's very much written, and when you write things can be misconstrued, and
Yeah,
tend to get a little bit upset. So we thought, if things were normally open, we'd be standing in a wine bar with all our mates talking about this, or the guys would be in the pub, or we'd be having a chat after Pilates or yoga, or but we've been banned from doing all of that for so long that we can't get that community feeling, the majority of us, and so that's kind of what we want to be able to do, really.
I think if we all just keep trying. I mean, there's always the stand in the park, isn't it? There's always a local park on a Sunday where you can go and meet people who are like-minded for freedom and choice and things. But yeah, always come to us if you need any help in that way. But what a brilliant idea, because I know when I'm feeling low, when I've felt low in the past, the last person you want to talk to is the ray of sunshine in the corner who's got no idea. I do understand that, yeah. And so perhaps you do want to go and sit with somebody and just pour out your heart to somebody who knows exactly how you're feeling, because it must be terrible being in a family who's not listening to you.
Yeah.
When you've done everything you can for that family to keep it healthy and cohesive and happy for hundreds of years, so it feels to a mum, yeah? And then all of a sudden they're turning around and they're going, well, we don't actually respect your values now. Thanks, but no thanks. And that must be really quite difficult. So I understand why you're coming together. I understand, and I think it's fabulous, because there's power in numbers. Love it. I wish you all the luck in the world with that one.
Thank you. We're going to get you on anyway. You're going to be part of it.
Lovely. I'd love
You're
to.
not going to get away with it, are you?
I'd love to.
Right. So thanks for listening again to the Curry Spot, and we'll see you the next time.
Yeah, you take care. See you soon. Bye.